Hello, hello, this is Arcades, and welcome to an update video here on Stormworks Build and Rescue. And they seem to have added some new tools for us to use with current equipment. So, we're going to be taking a look at that and checking it out. So, hope you like what you watch, hope you enjoy what you see. If you do, remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, helps out the channel immensely, and yeah. So let's check this out. Okay. What they did is they released an update that focuses mainly on the winches and the handle. Let's just check the notes out. Okay, we have the winch and handle update. So dear Stormworks, this update includes two small but useful logic changes. Variable speed winches. Winches now have a number input to modify their operation speed additively with respect to the base winch speed, so that 0 input means the speed is unmodified, while -1 would mean the speed, negative would reduce the speed, and +1 would increase the speed. This is a little off-putting. I have experimented with it, and this actually confused me because I thought it worked different from how it's described here, but I'll go over that a little later. Handle output. Handles now have an on-off output to signal if a player is currently holding a handle. This change is generally useful where players can now get things to happen simply by holding a handle. This state can be used to open a door, release a a connector, and etc. As well as these changes, there are some fixes and improvements. Please see the patch below for details. Last week we asked for thoughts and advice from players on how we do announcements in the future. We want to say thank you for the many players who gave their time to help us. Many of the responses were very well written, obviously with a great deal of thought, even some professional experience. We are considering your feedback, going to think about it a bit, potentially make changes in coming months, and thank you for the help. Much love, the devs. Feature, winch speed input logic node for medium and larger winches. Occupied Boolean logic node for handles, and let's see. Fix, rotor light gray accents rendering with color in preview. Add-ons not defaulting to mission tag when uploading to the workshop without any locations. Oh, this must be the, like if you have like a creation spawner, like the big ships. So now they might be spawning with the mission tag on them. When you're like spawning big ships or other things. Fixed position of various mission zones, reduced refuel mission fill requirement, and added old save compatibility for creature missions. Yeah, if you saw my last stream video for career, I think something happened with a previous update that busted the script for the missions, so I'm probably gonna have to restart that mission mode. So yeah, but I think I have an idea. I'm going to give myself a little boost because I didn't want to really lose that one. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're back in here. As you can see, I got the winches out. They now, if you look on the listing, they have a speed logic thing on there on these three right here. But the small one does not. So the small one is still, you know, just a rope user. And electric and data. Now, I did pull one out, but here's one of the depreciated winches. They do not have the data for that. Obviously, they're stopped from using these, so if you have creations with these, it's not compatible. Thought I'd just say so. But if you still have, like I said, creation with one of these on there, just be note, you're not going to be able to change it. It's only with the current winches that we have set up. So. Alright, and of course, that's interesting. Okay, it doesn't actually show the thing happening. Or the node, or the thing to be active, which is probably good to be honest. Because grabbing it, you know if you're grabbed or not. So, but, in the gist, how it's going to work, is you'll be able to hook up to, say we have like a connection here, for example. And I've got this set up to grabbing this, basically turn on that light. You do that, as you can see, let go, grab, let go, grab, let go. Pretty straightforward. And I've got it going through the winch, come through here, yada, yada, yada. You can see it works just fine. So that's pretty straightforward. I'll getting more into what you can do with this. A few things, or at least fun you could have, but in a moment. But let's go take this back to the workbench and let's take a look at the actual logic. Okay, so here we are. We're looking at the logic right now, and on the handle you now have is occupied. It just shows that if somebody's holding a handle, that they will say this is true. That's pretty much it. And as you can see here, I just fed it through the on-off inputs of each of these winches so that it would go through to the anchor and to the light. So just by grabbing it, it would turn on the light. And you can do similar things. Because imagine if I had set this to like a huge winch up or down. That could then, just grabbing a handle, then would have it just operating the winch. So you could find a winch that was sitting down at a certain place, grab the handle, and have it set to winch up, and you would just automatically start going up by grabbing the handle. Now, on the winches, on these three right here, they now have a new node. This is the speed node. The speed of the winch clamped to a relative range of -1 to 0. Okay, so what I originally thought when I read the update originally is that you would set the speed of the winch like you would here, okay? And when you go to activate it, it would change the speed based on the input's value, but you still had to activate it through up and down. This is not the way it works. In case anybody else had the same idea. No, you have two methods of activating this now. You have the up and downs, which are all or none. So if you hit up, it's going to reel in. If you hit down, it's going to reel out at max speeds. Okay? That's not changed. Now, what this is doing is that between the value of what you have set at, which in the case of this, this large one is defaults to 1, you can use a numerical input to change how fast this reels in or out. However, it feels a little inverted because negative makes you go up. I think they need to flip this around so that when you hit a W, for example, or you hit up on the D-pad, it activates the reeling in. And if you hit down, it hits the reeling out. So keep that in mind, that when this goes to work, it's kind of opposite to what you would expect it to be. So if you're like hanging below the winch and you go to hit W, say like you connect a C input to this, or whatever numerical value, if it's positive, it will let it out. If it's negative, it will take it in. And to help show that, I made this little device. Basically what I was talking about with like showing to have some fun with it. Now I have a handle here installed that basically comes up to here. It runs through the winch itself and then comes back down to this door switch, which then this door switch will operate the node on the big winch here, and do its thing. And when I go to hit the thing and activates it, it does this here. Hits the switch box switcher that I have set up. So this gets rather interesting. Because you ever seen those rides at like carnivals and such, the Towers of Terror and such? So if we grab this, whee! See, by using the handle, you actually get flung so fast you just rips from your grip. So you just get catapulted into the sky. And as you can see, we get up quite a bit. And yeah, 920. I think my best has been like 980. I don't know what exactly causes it. It could be all the way from the extra stuff that's slowing you down, but yeah. Boing. Okay, so I got it reset. Now you can see I basically just took this and put it on the sliding tracks. So now I've actually got a scaling reader. Now this is set for 0, 1 on a reset. So when you activate it, it can automatically just, go up at full speed. But that 1 is being multiplied by this. As you can see, it's kind of manageable, but this particular winch is at max speed, so it'll kind of move fast. However, there is one other thing I noticed to be aware of. So if your factor apparently is less than 0.1, so I've got it at 0.083, no matter how long I seem to hold it, or even if I trim this down to a -1, we're not going anywhere. And it's even showing the input of -0.8333, but yeah, it's not moving. So you need at least a minimum of 0.1 or -1 to actually see any movement off of the winches in general. So keep that in mind with whatever system you use. You're going to need at least 0.1 to see any movement in general, it seems. The moment I hit that, whee, doink. And here we are. So, yeah, pretty straightforward. Now, I would love to see with, like, the handles, people start making obstacle courses. Like those big jungle gyms where, you go back and forth, and you got to find the right handle to grab onto something to get it to open a door or something like that while you're still hanging on. Because I can see people doing like mazes and secret doors now and all types of stuff with this. Or even like I saw one person suggest you could load a cannon with this just by clicking. Now you can set like a push to toggle like behind this handle, so to speak. So that every time you grab the handle, it changes its state. And then you could like turn on or turn off a particular piece of equipment or something just by touching the handle. There is definitely a lot of possibilities with this. Like this handle will change a lot of stuff. The speed thing is cool. I do wish they would turn that around, but that's about it. So, yeah. Yeah, so this is kind of a post-edit ad before the outro. Yeah, I did figure out one other possible use for this. Yes. No electricity, no nothing. All you need is a pot, which means you just need an anchor and a handle. And you can release things in it. Maybe 2 handles, but the point is that, yeah, you can use the handle to grab onto this now and just open the thing. No, you don't have to have a bunch of complicated electrics with it now. So maybe, 3 blocks now? A handle to drag it in, the anchor to pull it up, and yeah, now just this. So there's a lot of good to that now. So stuff like that. Yes. Anyways. Yeah, off to the outro. Okay, so that pretty much covers it. Yeah, so we've got the winches, and they've got their new speed input to help control how fast they go in general, from max speed to minimum speed, with needing at least a minimum of 0.1 or negative 0.1 to activate them, and the new handle output for on and off to allow you to do many crazy different things. So it's pretty straightforward. Yeah. So hope you enjoyed what you watched. Hope you like what you saw. If you did, you know the deal. You know the spiel. This is Arcades, signing out. Have yourself a good day.